Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Barry and Rosie. What we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Rosie's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the correction and the motivations that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Barry's using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give any correction that he would need, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and let go on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Rosie's going to come home with her very own training collar that's been fitted for her, and you'll be taught how to use that properly during your one-on-one session. Now Rosie's sitting very nicely at Barry's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done, and the first exercise that they're going to demonstrate for us is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash, and the command is Rosie heel. At this point, her job is to stay even with your left leg, not forging ahead, not lunging out at people when you're walking, but focusing on you. And each time that you stop your feet, Rosie has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So if you turn, she should turn. If you speed up or slow down, she should do the same. And each time that you stop your feet, whether it's to talk to someone on the street or whether it's to cross traffic, she should be sitting nicely at your left like a lady. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. Barry's going to use the open flat of his left palm right in front of her muzzle and the one-word firm command to stay. The long sit stay when you're practicing at home is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. And she's doing a great job with this command. When Barry returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her for an additional distraction, and she should remain seated. He will praise her for doing it well. We use praise as our motivator here, not food. And Barry talks to her during the heel to keep her motivated, to keep her focused on him, so that she's not distracted by every leaf that falls off the tree or anybody that might be walking past you. Keeping in mind that she's a giant schnauzer and they were bred to guard and protect, she should be focused on you. Barry's going to leave her in another sit stay. And remember, practice these sit stays, these stationary exercises, because they help to develop attention span and maturity. This time Barry's going to call her out of that sit. She should come right in front and she should sit facing your knees. That eliminates any jumping on anyone. She comes and she sits for praise. Now Barry will heel her out of that and we'll demonstrate that recall exercise again for you. These are all on-leash basic obedience.
Stay.
Barry leaves her in a stay. Remember, you have to tell her what you're going to do or what you expect of her. And then this time he uses her name, he lightens his tone of voice, and he calls her in. Rosie, come.
Oh, girl.
And he praises her on the way in, and she comes right in front and sits facing his knees. And until she's sitting in front of you, she doesn't get praised. Now the next exercises that we're going to be demonstrating for you are your down commands. And there are 2 of them. There's down from a heel and down from a distance. With your dog in a seated position, you use your left open palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down. Then he leaves her in a stay. The long down stay when you're practicing at home or in the office is for 3 minutes, working up to 5 minutes. And you're not going to start doing any of these commands off leash until you've practiced everything on leash for a few days first. When Barry returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her just as he did on the sit stay, returning back to her shoulders. He tells her to heel and she got right up and is ready to go, and he'll demonstrate that down from a heel one more time. And these commands are to be incorporated into your everyday living situations, in the office, at home.
Down. Stay.
Now when you get more comfortable using your commands in your everyday living situations, you can mix them up. So Barry's going to call her out of this down.
Rosie, come. Good girl. There, Rose.
Praises are up, that's important. She didn't sit right away, so he told her no, sit. And she did it right away. Very good girl. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a distance. And as you get more comfortable and get more coaching with Rosie, you'll be able to drop her from across the room. Right now we're going to show it to you on a 6-foot leash. She's in a sit-stay. He leaves her, walks out to the end of his training leash. This is the only time that you'll see Barry use his right hand to give the command, and he drops her into a down.
Down. Stay.
Remember, 3 to 5 minute long down stay. She's very young at heart. For a 2-year-old dog, she's not real mature. She has a lot of puppies still in her. So these exercises help her to develop her focus and maturity. Barry will return back to her, and this is your down from a distance. Now we've demonstrated for you the heel, your automatic sit, your stay, your down from a distance, and your come. These are the exercises that you're going to be practicing with her for the first week or so that she's home, and then you're going to start getting follow-up training sessions with your trainer at the office. She's a great dog, but she is a big girl, and she can be intimidating when she wants to be. So we want to eliminate any possibility of her making a wrong decision and you do the thinking for her. We've enjoyed having her, and thank you so much for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.